Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to a special Tuesday night election stream where we find out, is the Republican stronger than the Dominion machine? Mark Harris, never mind. Temper Knight, Wella Beef. Patricia Steele. Hello, Patricia. Patricia, are you in Texas? Let me see. Follow the Lemming. Oh, here we go. Thanks for the news update. Follow the Lemming. News outlets already calling for a late surge on the Dem side, of course. Getting ahead of the story, as it is said. Yeah, we're going to take a look and see what's going on. Hello, Stanley. And Vintage. Nevermind. End of the world. Templar Knight. The end of the world. Who else we have? Deborah Moody. Hello. Did I get you, Whale? Yeah, I got you. Whale of Beef. I need the beach. Hello. Charlie says hello. Deborah Moody. KS. K, thank you for the contribution. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. Yeah, this is going to be a Tuesday election special. We'll talk about anything we want, but we'll keep checking in and find out when the final results are, coming in. Cal Pal, Clipper, Rolos, DNB, hello. Cayman NL. Wendell, hello, Wendell. Good to see you. Good to see Wendell. Wendell is our buddy who set up, coordinated, and did all the work really out there at the Salton Sea when we did all those things back then. We have a way of getting, we think, higher in the balloon launches now. Music Man, you all know him. Been talking with him. Hello, Trevor, and Randy Cochran, and Iron, almost first not. WW Ocean. He said we should have like 3 or 4 balloons and underinflate each one so that, still get enough buoyancy so where it goes up. And, so they won't break as fast. It's a very good idea. Thank you, End of the World. Yes, much better tonight. Actually, by the end of the stream last time, I wasn't bad. In fact, I never even took my migraine medicine. So let's peer in, shall we? See where we're at. Let's see. We got 71% reported, and look, Youngkin has a 10-point lead. 10 points with 71% reporting. And we come down and look at the states. There we go. And here's where the little shenanigans are going to take place, right up in here. Terry McCall at 54% in Loudoun. Prince William, 52%. And let's go to the big ones. Fairfax, 65.6%. And then we got the real one. I mean, this is like as blue as it gets. Arlington County. This is where dead people vote because this is where Arlington Cemetery is. Terry McAuliffe is getting 77% of that vote, and there's only 63,000 in. Boy, is this setting up. Let's take a look at New Jersey real quick. Let's see what's happening there. This is where the well, let me stop sharing this for a second, and I will sign into this. So give me just a moment because they're just going to be popping it up. New York Times. Oh, I agree to receive updates from the New York Times. Oh, I can do 1 week for free instead of $4.25, and then it's just $1 a week. for garbage. Actually, is it the Times? I think the Times is pretty decent, actually. So let's see if it's going to let me. No, continue without subscribing. Wants to give me cooking advice. No thanks, back to reading. All set, let's get back to your article. Oh, look at this. Wait till you see this. Give me a break. Or maybe the people in Jersey are this stupid. Okay. You have Project Veritas. What do we got here? Only 22% reporting. Philip Murphy, the Democrat, he was caught by Project Veritas saying he's going to go full tilt. What's the word? Hitler after the. He's going to go full tilt tyranny after the election. We got Northern New Jersey hasn't reported. I wonder if that's liberal because it's close to New York. What do you think? And all down here hasn't. So let's see what we have down here. Where's their little meter, their little predictive meter, or have they taken that away? I don't see it. Check one more time. State Senate. Oh, the Republican is 2% ahead. Yeah. Let's see how that lasts. Permit betting in postseason college sports. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Why do you need to ask the government if you can bet on college sports? And no is winning. But yes is winning on amend gaming rules to permit fundraising raffles. Oh my God. They don't have their little meter going. So let's go back to, let's see what's happening in New York. New York City, there. Oh my God. You've reached your limit of free articles. All right, let's go back to this one then. Nobody wants to pay for garbage. Sorry. All right, so we got, now it's only 9.6%, so it's going down. 300,000 votes, 74% reporting with 54%. 50 is your magic number. Who's this Princess Blanding? I don't know who that is. Former Governor Terry McAuliffe, a longtime fixture in the National Democrat Party, deep state as they come, is seeking a new term in a race widely viewed as a bellwether for the midterm elections. His opponent, Glenn Youngkin, a former private equity executive, has made hot-button cultural issues central to his campaign. And I don't care to read more. Now here's Virginia. This is Virginia, like all these places here. This is back. I don't know how to describe this. My family's from here, so whatever. Look at this, Wise County. This is where my family's from. As backwards as it gets. All right, and they've already. Let me see what we got here. 10,000 votes. Yeah, that's probably about what they have there. Maybe 15,000. So they're 2/3 in. What is this here? When we will know the results. Hopefully quickly. Virginia passed a new law requiring counties to process absentee ballots before the election, which should allow officials to report the results of the advance vote soon after the polls close. Except for the Democrat counties are way behind. Just looking at the results there, that's because they hold it back to see what they need. Pre-election polls show Mr. McAuliffe leading many early voters, so he might take an early lead if counties report the early vote first. I know this probably doesn't show well on the screen because it barely shows well here. Like most states with similar laws, Mr. Youngkin is expected to win the election day vote. That's true with any Republican, and he would slowly whittle Mr. McAuliffe's early advantage away if the race is close. If there's no decision after the election vote is tabulated, which should be done on election night, it should be days before the state counts provisional or late arriving, blah, blah, blah. And Who is Winsome Sears? Don't know, don't care. Attorney General. Oh, so they have their Attorney General separate, I guess, from the gubernatorial. Interesting. And let's see. What is this? House of Delegates. Okay, we don't care. That's local. All right. I've reached my limit, so we're stuck. 54 to 45. Let me see what I can do here. Put this in the background. Let's do that. You don't need to see my mug. So how's everybody doing tonight? Fraudulent election means fraudulent government. And they want us to participate. Political shows 80 to 81% lieutenant attorney and attorney, but only 74% in for governor. Makes no sense. What? Really? 80 and 81% in for lieutenant governor and attorney general, but only 74% in for governor. Yeah, that does make no sense. Thanks for that information, V-Sang. Murphy's got to go take his mandatory jabs with him. So it looks like Mr. Tyrant has wrapped it up in New Jersey because all around New York City hasn't even reported yet. It will stop counting around midnight, and then by daylight, the Dem will pull ahead and win. Yep, that's what I think they're actually going to do it in real time this time. Because the machines, they just flip them on. See, what you do is, here you look at, see, they're not giving the percent of the county. Let me do something here. Oh, is it going to give me the percent of the total? No. Let's look at these pieces of crap over here if we can do it. And when you click on the county, it doesn't do anything either. How am I supposed to scroll? There we go. 192. This is nothing. 192,000 there. That's nothing. Let's take a look at Richmond. What? That's not Richmond. Sorry. There's Richmond. They're not reporting hardly anything either. Interesting. Mike Ball just sent me something. The media says, folks, I'm not holding my breath just yet, but it appears that as if the governor, lieutenant governor, and AG in Virginia have all flipped red. We shall see. That's from We the Media. And then from Woke Societies. Republicans have pulled it off, a sweep. Governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general. MAGA is back, baby. Okay, we'll find out. You would think so with 74% reporting, but I can tell you this is not. This is 200,000. And what do we got here? Alexandria's got 14,000. There's 14,000 people in one city block in Alexandria. Arlington, 83 to 84,000. Let's look at Norfolk and all points south. It's what the bus driver used to say every time we go back to the ship. They'd name all the cities you were going to stop at. And Norfolk and all points south. The dread. Richmond, I mean, same thing. There's 21,000 people in two neighborhoods in Richmond. That's underreported. Here we go. Norfolk. That's underreporting. Unless nobody's showing up for the election. Virginia Beach. Look at this. Now look. Norfolk has more than Virginia Beach. I'm pretty sure, unless, I don't know, demographics may have changed since I've been there. Norfolk, the blue part of it, right? You have Norfolk Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads, Newport News, Portsmouth. That's all in here. There's Portsmouth, Chesapeake. I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay. Suffolk, Hampton. Something's wrong here. 80-some thousand in Virginia Beach are reported, but Norfolk, the bigger city, only has 28,000 reported. That's what I mean. It's like in Virginia, the Democratic strongholds, for some reason, no matter where they are in the state, they can't report. Petersburg. What I don't like is they've taken away your ability to see how much of each city has been reported. Like we used to be able to see Arlington County, 75% reporting. Let me see if I can find somebody else that was reporting that. Just a moment, guys. See who else is reporting. NPR. Ugh. Oh, God. This is awful, this map. Oh, but it's, oh. No, it doesn't. It tells me. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, my God. It's showing a bunch of people holding up signs, and they have masks. Blind leading the blind. Oh, by the way, in case you haven't heard it, the CDC officials, not the FDA, CDC officials, remember about the CDC, always go by CDC guidelines. They have approved vaccinating 5 to 11-year-olds. I don't know how Biden knew in advance to buy up all that vaccine. I don't know how he knew they were going to approve it, but somehow they did it. Associated Press, according to Mike, has called all 3 major races in Virginia for Republicans. He's saying, I predict at this point all Republicans will lose despite 9% lead. It says the globalist elites are in control. Xavier says, just saw right side broadcast called it for Youngkin. Fairfax reported in that was the main concern. So they're showing Fairfax in. Let's go back and see what we got here. It must be nobody showing up. These are really low numbers. Like I said, Arlington, 80,000. Come on. But nobody's showing. Let me see. Let's change this. What do we get here? Still not showing us how much is in. Oh, here we go. It says Fairfax is 58% reporting. Loudoun, 99%. Henrico, 99%. Virginia Beach, 85%. Let's see who's really out. Richmond City. Richmond wouldn't be enough to flip this kind of lead. Normally. Alexandria, I thought so, 48%. Dude, just checking. Yeah, most of the rest of the state looks in. 33%. Powhatan. But that's a bunch of Masons because they always report 33%. So was it Fairfax? Alexandria. Well, that would only add 14. If it's 48% reporting and all the precincts are roughly equal, that's only 14,000 more votes there. %, of Fairfax. Who's this Blanding person? Gets 1%. Princess Blanding, no less. Richmond City. So that's another 30,000. So we got 30, 40, 80, 80,000. Would be make this 1.23. We'll see. The lead is now, what was it, 50-some%? Now it's 8.2%. So we'll keep looking at it. Askin says he lives in Virginia, voted 5 times today, got 3 boosters, go Dems. They should have handed out, they missed an opportunity. They should have handed out jabs at the booth. Asking. Now that they have, I got to put my disclaimers on because I'm going to start talking about this. Now that they've approved 5 to 11-year-olds, the first person that mandates that they have to have that before those kids can do anything, if parents don't get on the ball when that happens, they're never going to get on the ball. If you don't protect your kids, I don't know what else is left. Vintage says, I love Virginia Beach in Norfolk. I love Virginia Beach. I was stationed at Norfolk, so I'm prejudiced against it. It was like going back to hell. Virginia Beach has twice the population as Norfolk, almost. Okay, thanks for that, Dave. Virginia Beach has grown greatly then. That's right, Stanley. Don't forget to mix and match. When was we going to allow the kids to mix and match? My daughter-in-law found out yesterday. They don't know that she found out. She saw an email that the interesting thing where she works is they only have 2 MAs, and neither one of them, and there's one other person, an administrative person, none of the 3 agreed to get jabbed. They wouldn't fill out a form for religious exemption, nothing. They're just waiting for them to, you know what. And that was a trap because they said if you fill out for a religious exemption and you get it, it's only temporary. That means it's only until they can hire somebody else in your place. It's just it's crap. Anyway, she found out they're closing the place, so they starved the beast there. They're gonna close that branch of where she works. I need to get out my calculator so I can quickly do the calculations. Wow, my calculator doesn't want to work. 53.6. There must be moisture or something in my hands. 7.9% lead. 7.9%. Virginia Beach has the cleanest beach of many that I've been to, and the best park as well. I spent many summers as a child in Norfolk with my grandparents and aunt. Yeah, we used to take our, when we did the feasts and holy days and all that stuff, when we did the Feast of Tabernacles in the fall, Virginia Beach was a favorite spot. In fact, are you ready for this? I was a preacher at Virginia Beach. But it was great stuff for the kids. You have pinball places. They have all kind of game places for them. All kind of entertainment stuff. Virginia Beach is really nice. What was nice when I was a kid was Ocean City, Maryland. Don't know if you've been there, Vintage, but that was the best by far. In fact, they used to haul in white, just this crystal white sand. It was beautiful. I don't know what it's like now. The last time I was there was maybe 20 years ago, and it looked like it had greatly deteriorated. No, MSDS. What's MSDS? Hello, someone from Tokyo, apparently. This is a different Tokyo than what we usually have. Siesta Keys beaches on my Gulf Coast has sand that looks and feels like flour. Are you Siesta Keys? Where is that, Michael? Is that Alabama? But yeah, we had great family vacations there in Virginia Beach. We liked it. Oh, Florida. Florida. Isn't Florida where they have that Mouseville? Yeah, my mom used to take us when we were kids to Ocean City every year, Maryland, and we had a blast. We all looked forward to it. .9%. Dun, dun, dun. The lead is almost cut in half since we've gone live. Interesting. Breaking news: Yunkin winner. Unkin Yunkin head. I don't know anything about him. Does anybody know anything about him? Anybody here live in Virginia? We call the Panhandle, Florida, LA, lower Alabama. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Yeah, everybody's pretty much the same there. Yeah, we also went to, on those feasts, we went to Gulf Shores, Alabama, which you know is right next to Pensacola. In fact, when my mother was cremated, it was her wish that she be her ashes be spread into the water, and we did it there in Pensacola. We drove from Mobile at the end of the feast, went over there, and went on some causeway out in the boat. And anyway, we fulfilled our last wishes. Kitty Hawk. Oh, Kitty Hawk. I've never been to Kitty Hawk, I don't think. Kitty Hawk's North Carolina, correct? I might be in Norfolk soon. My sister moved to the Outer Banks. And by the way, thank you for that, Roy. 3 people now have reported that Yunkin is the winner. Let's see. I'm going to refresh NPR. Oh, God. If the Republicans really won in Virginia, NPR's they're on the suicide watch. They're showing 8% in. What is this? It says, eyes on, Mike Ball sent this, we the media, eyes on, Jersey has begun swinging towards Jack. New Jersey got in 4. Yeah, but you got 700,000. Let's see if I can pull up New Jersey again. Was New Jersey before I hit my limit of two things I could look at? Even after I signed in, because I didn't pay $1. Dollar bill. Let's try it. New Jersey, coming up with it. Republican 50 to 48. Now, This still hasn't. Sussex County still hasn't reported. That's New York. That's the people that live nearest to New York City. If that isn't blue, I don't know what would be. And I'm not familiar with this right here, but I think that's where this juts out to where Philadelphia is. But let's see. Let's find Sussex here. 0. Salem 0. Was that Salem? That southwest corner? Yeah. Jack Citarelli. Don't know him either. Philip Murphy. There's no way Murphy should win. Not after what Project Veritas revealed. I mean, to me, you'd have to be a total. Even if you're for the jab, you'd have to be an idiot to vote for that. What he said he was going to do. All right, Mike sent Decision Desk headquarters. TWP update. The Washington Pundit. Republicans sweep all 3 statewide elections in Virginia, Lieutenant Governor, Governor, and Attorney General. Well, good for Virginia. Virginia could use a break. Republican Mike Carey wins special election for House seat in Ohio's 15th congressional district. Decision Desk projects. NBC News. Oh, they're crying at NBC then. Mike Carey. News also coming out of Ohio. I don't even have Ohio on my possible things to look at, according to the New York Times. Oh, yeah, the Times. The Times is the crappy one. It's the New York Post, which is the good one. And the Washington Post is the bad one. All right. It's going to let me go back to Virginia. I cringe. Oh, Youngkin might have actually picked up a little bit. Let's see what we got here. 53.2 minus 46.1. 7.1. So it was 6.9. So that's good. Poor Princess can't even get 1%. It's probably the best candidate on the freaking ticket, on the ballot. They vote for lieutenant governor separately? Oh, that's weird. So you can have a Republican as one and a Democrat as the other. Interesting. This is their House of Delegates. Looks like most of oh God, you got a lot of, oh my Lord. How many people are running here? 100. Interesting. All right. JT. Colin Powell was the first African American Secretary of State. Look how that turned out. Oh, I was talking about Duck, North Carolina today, Lewis. Kitty Hawk on the beach. I'm going to see if I can find it real fast where my sister lives. Let's see. You might know this because they live, her mother-in-law lives in Duck, North Carolina. And I was asking how far it was away. And I'm not sure after she even answered because she said, well, it's 28 minutes or something to somewhere and then another 30 minutes to Duck. I don't know what that means, but she lives not there. She used to live in New York. Oh, I don't have her new address. That stinks. Hold on. Guess I haven't texted my sister in a long time. I talked to her today, though, on the phone. Here we go. Hopefully we haven't talked too much since she gave us. This is the view out of our house. I don't know if you can see it. That's the view out of one of our windows. Pretty much. I think it's you walk down to the end of the yard and that's what it is. So she's on the sound side. That did something interesting to the lighting. And which is an excellent place to go crabbing. I'm just looking for the town she's in. They just left upstate New York. They were very happy to get out of there. They were in they're conservative, and they were always outvoted by New York City, of course. Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. That's where they live. Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. Real news, you got it. Not only real news headquarters, but you got in advance news. Duke says, best apocalypse ever. Let's go. Looks like it's still 7.1%. I don't think any of the voting numbers have changed. Let's see. Did they stop counting? 82% reported. Updated just now. That's what we don't want to see. Youngkin's showing tonight is of interest to two possible Georgia governor's races, governor's candidates. Democrat Stacey Abrams. Won't she ever disappear? Why isn't she in jail? And Republican David Perdue, who, like Youngkin, might seek to unite pro- and anti-Trump GOP factions. If Youngkin prevails, expect the two warring factions of the GOP to both declare victory. Never Trump has reclaimed this shows there's a path without him, and Trump supporters will say he dragged Youngkin over the line. So I guess the Republican Party is split. So we just did get an update because I saw the numbers spinning like a roulette wheel. Down to 6.5%, but maybe there's enough in. Still at 82%. It is shrinking though. What was it when I let me look at the thumbnail? It was almost 13% Youngkin in the lead then, but maybe there's not enough coming in from the traditional Democrat places, and. Knowing what we know about the machines, I don't know if I'd be declaring victory this early. Now, see, these numbers are starting to look better. 233,125. Arlington still doesn't look right. 88,000. Loudoun County. Okay. And Prince William. What are these little things? Oh, these are little. Oh, the cities themselves are separate in Virginia. Ah, they're not part of the county. That's how Maryland does it too. Like there's Baltimore City and then there's Baltimore County, and they're two different things. But look at this. Now, if you lived in Virginia, wouldn't you feel, especially if you lived like from here on out, Wouldn't you feel represented with all the Democrats that are in the state house, all the Democrats in the governor's house, and all that stuff? What they need to do is they need to split off this part here and call it Northern Virginia, and then let the rest of the states go its way. Or even better yet, so they don't get their own senators here. You make this part of Maryland. I mean, it was taken from Maryland anyway when they carved out D.C. I don't know if all of this was, but some of it was. Arlington. 76% of the people like jabs in Arlington. Star Trek did not have bathrooms. Good point. You're correct. Vintage says, I wish I could hibernate all winter. That's what Arizona's for. We don't have winter. Not really. It's a red state, 67% white, 33% on the 8.6 million population. Dukes. Lightweight. Pint of Guinness and a double shot of Fireball. Most dim, there you go, Robert. Most dim votes are still in the van. Vintage says, who wants to bet that Youngkin is a chosen rhino? Under my theory, it's 100%. But that's my theory. Dave says they already split Virginia once. Yep. And notice how different West Virginia is from Virginia, how they vote. There you go, Dukes. Dukes is the hero of the chat tonight. He loves jabs and the CDC guidelines, especially when they're for 5 to 11-year-old kids. No machines, paper only. Absolutely. You get some snow every other year here. Where's here? Let's see, what was the last number I had? 6.5%. So it updated just now, but I didn't see anything change. Maybe it did. I just didn't see it. So we got almost 3 million people voting. Man, that seems low. Why so low? Snow and sleet. What is that? We're still in the low 80s. So far, 60 to 100 delegate seats going to Republicans. I would think Virginia would have well, you have to do a population. That's why they need to split off that top part. There's so many people in the southwest part of the state. I mean, look at that. I mean, even the places you would think would be deep blue, they're not. Like where Richmond is, okay, it's 50 to 48. But I mean, if you've been to Richmond, here's Richmond City. This is typical for a city. Unless it's Baltimore, then it's like 90-10. And then Norfolk, 62, that's typical. What do we got next to it? Portsmouth. I would think Portsmouth would even be worse than 65-33. But that's just me we were stationed in Portsmouth. When the ships go into the yards, when they get fixed, they go into Portsmouth. They go into dry dock sometimes. We didn't go to dry dock. I wish we would have. That means we couldn't go out to sea for a long time. But here, let me see. This is where Danville is, Brunswick County, I think. Or is it over here? Mecklenburg. This is one they kept looking at. Roanoke. Roanoke is actually blue a little bit. That actually surprises me. If you ever been to Roanoke, but like I said, you come out here, look at this. Dickinson, 81.8. 84.8 in Buchanan. These are two different states. 87.6. And there's no major cities here. 87, 79, 85, 86, 82, 81, 85, 80. These are two different states. That's the problem when you have a big state and it's all split up by counties. Just like New York, like my sister. The vast majority of counties in New York are red, but everything's blue there because of New York just totally overwhelms all the rest of New York City. Well, the vote totals changed, but this time we don't have a change here. Still 6.5%, but still 82% reporting. And they just reported there's a flood in Arlington, so they have to shut down the machines and do the count later. Remember that on election night in Georgia? Can I have your place for lunch? I will pay $60.40 to put up with my ass. Yeah, y'all can come to my one-bedroom house for the winter. Enjoy. Oh. Paul says, just thought I'd check out what you're doing, Rich. I could not care less about which evil screwed the other evil. Have fun, peeps. Well, Paul, as you know, me and you were pretty much on the same bandwidth. That's right. Party at my house, Carbide. Are they still using Dominion? I don't know. But Virginia is called the Old Dominion State. I think. I remember right. Hannah used to live in Portsmouth, Virginia, nice place, but I had to leave. Is it CIO? I don't know. CO, Virginia. I bet you every time you had to talk to somebody on the phone and you're like, give me your address, you give it, and you have to spell the city every time. Are you ready for this? When I lived in Pennsylvania, talk about having to spell everything. I lived at 10 Tulpehocken Court, Womelsdorf, Pennsylvania. You run out of ink just filling out a envelope with your return address. Thank you, Roy. It is Old Dominion. Thanks, Sticks. Well, stalk Mr. Levi's channel. Who's Mr. Levi? Oh, we have, it was 6.5%, but they've changed now, so let's see what we got here. It's the decimal point that doesn't want to work on my calculator. 6.3%. Well, at the current rate, and they're still at 83% reporting. Thank you, Follow the Lemming. Everything's fine until I hit the decimal point. It just won't do it. And then, so instead of 46.5, I get 465. That won't subtract right. You'll have to stay up till midnight. Not midnight my time. It's 10:07 Eastern time right now. How do you all? Let me see. We got 114. How does this time work for you? It was an hour and 15 minutes earlier than normal. Couldn't quite make it an hour and a half earlier than normal, but close. Real News Headquarters. Have city council members tonight in Watertown, New York race. 3 Republican, 1 Independent, 1 Democrat. Hell yes, 3 of my picks won. Maybe finally change here. Return to municipal hydropower. Transparency. Well, Real News, you keep us up to date on how they do when they get in office. That's the real thing. My theory is if they get in, then they're just on their side anyway. Smoke and mirrors. We'll see. We'll see, though. We'll see. But here's the thing, in Virginia, the governor doesn't mean anything for the rest of us in the country. Same thing in New Jersey. In other words, no matter what the governor in Virginia does or New Jersey, they're not going to, in fact, let's look at New Jersey. They're not going to change the jab rules anywhere else, or what you have to do to move around. Oh, look how close this is. They are separated by less than 8,000 votes. With only 40% reporting. And how much do we have? We still have none up here. I predict New Jersey goes Democrat. And this is around Philadelphia. Best of luck. Interesting, but I don't think the cigar is there for them. I mean, I hope for the local people that they get somebody better. But Republicans and state legislatures and all that winning, to me, is not MAGA for the rest of us. May not even be for them. Like I said, we have to see how they actually act when they get in there. Right off the top, remember that song I Can See for Miles by The Who? I remember The End of the World. %40 reported. Follow the Lemming. Oh, you're talking about Jersey. Yeah. Stanley, you love this time. Cool. It says Chosen Rhino. Great time for those in the Eastern time zone. Okay. Better for me, but anytime all good. For Iron. Real Deuce has Real News Headquarters. Works fine in Florida. Okay, cool. What I'm thinking of doing is, I think we have the time change on the 11th, which is next Thursday. So I'm thinking on the 12th, which is Friday, that would be a normal stream. We do a normal stream at the normal time, which will be an hour earlier for all of you. Then on Monday the 15th, I see if I can go an hour earlier from then on. And then it'll be 2 hours different. So I think that may actually work for you guys. Sounds like it would. But we'll see after the clocks change and I do a normal time. I'll ask you guys again, what do you think about that normal time or going earlier? We don't change clocks in Arizona, so it's nothing to me. Pure Blood says, 2 outcomes. The Repub wins and Dems and their media machine cry about conspiracy theorists and the voting machines, or they pull their usual come from behind with fake ballots. Or the third option, Pure Blood, and I agree with you. The third option is the Republicans that get in are just as good, as, if you will, as the Democrats for them. But again, this is local stuff. It doesn't affect us. Let's see where we're at here. We're still at 80. No, we're 85% reporting now. 15% left to go. So that means eighth of a mile left to run if you're in the horse racing. Oh, we're down to 5.7%. Still, thank you for follow the lemming. I got to get, you know what? I do have a regular calculator. I'm not going to go get it, though. Vintage. The suspense. Is it a Republican deep state or a Democrat deep state that's going to win? Ask him reserve. I will not be able to sleep tonight with this election. I don't know what to do. Everything hinges on this. Hey, Jacob, how you doing? Who's doing the victory speech? Unkin Yunkin Head? Cool, won't fall asleep waiting for the stream to start. Robert wants it younger. Oh, Yunkin, okay, yeah. Unkin Yunkin Head. Interesting where it puts me. Can I move myself? Let's see. Solo layout. Let me see what happens. Oh, that's not what I wanted. No, it doesn't let me drag it. That stinks. Just let me drag the other one. Hold on. Nope. All right, 664 is our number. So roughly 5.7%, something like that, right? Yeah, 5.7%. But we still have, don't forget, we still have Princess Blanding might come in. 19,000 votes in the whole state. Tell me, we got to get rid of this two-party system. That's probably the best one running, too. I mean, I don't know anything about the person, but still. Anyone know if I go mobile health, I still will get my Social Security check? If you have a bank account still, you can direct deposit it even without a physical address. I would just set up a bank account and I guess you can't with a P.O. box. Use a relative's address or whatever. That's what I would do. And then just get your Social Security check going through a bank that will direct deposit. They all will, so. $4.7%? Whoa. Yeah. Let's see. So that changed by about 1% with 2% reporting. And there's 13% left. So it can still switch by 6%. And he's only ahead by 4.7. If everything is, we're not seeing who's really reporting, who isn't directly. I can go to that thing again. Trump is a Mason. He was initiated on Comedy Central roast to be humiliated. Huh? He was initiated on Comedy Central roast to be humiliated. You know who really did the roast was Obama. Remember when he invited Trump there? And he didn't ease up. He went on and on and on and on about Trump. Canada thinks plastic spoons are deadly weapons. The government would love to take all guns and knives if they could. That's okay. The liberals here think that plastic straws. You ready for this? Plastic straws kill sea turtles. If you go to like Northern Arizona University, go to one of the Arizona State University, They all think that you won't get straws if you go in the restaurants. You have to ask for them if they even have them, because they say straws are killing sea turtles. Forget the fact that the whole plastic bag that trash is in gets thrown into the ocean. These people are sick. I said pepper sprays too, yeah. Anything that can be used against a legal official of the government. $4.7. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if we can get some insight as to who's reported. Ooh, looks like was Alexandria this dark before? Yeah, I guess it was. See, these look like better numbers. This is 400,000 people. See, that's more like it. And only Arlington County, only 91,000. Let's see Arlington. Maybe I'm just way off in Arlington. Oh, Fairfax is all in. Where's Fairfax? There it is. Fairfax is all in. Yeah, that number looks right to me. Let's see. 67% of Virginia Beach is in. 82% of Alexandria. 82% of Chesapeake. 85% of Rockingham. Suffolk, 80. That's lib. Not by a whole lot. James City. What is this here? What are these tallies giving me? Oh, how much is for each person? Oh, that's good to know. Okay, good. I had more than I thought. You have more than you know. Alexandria, Scott has 18% to go, and it's 74. It's 3/4 for the Democrat. Chesapeake is slightly for the Republican, 58-42, and it's 80. It's still got 18% left. I'm sorry, 12% or whatever. Whatever. What is it? Oh, 82. Okay, 18%. Twice wrong. Rockingham, 85%, but they only got 26,000 out of the 80. That's nobody. Nobodyville, same thing for Suffolk. Unless, but see, some precincts, some states don't do precincts balanced. So you might have one precinct that's got 200,000 people in it. Just, that's ridiculous, but let's just say. And then one next door's got 13,000. Campbell. That's got to be out west. Where are the strongholds for Democrats left? Oh, pardon me. Fairfax City, 89%. What? 10,000 in Fairfax City? I think that many people live in this mobile home park that I live in. Oh, it's going down by. Okay, so they have the most populous ones up top. They're saying only Virginia Beach has only got 2/3 in, and that's going 60-40 Republican. So we should not see Unkin Bunkenhead have a problem here from here on out. If those numbers are right. Still 4.7%. We're up to 87% reporting. In fact, from what I just saw down below, Unkin Bunkenhead, he should actually pull ahead. But wait, there's more. There's suitcases underneath this table here. Terry McAuliffe supporters looked concerned while watching a big screen showing early returns at a watch party in Fairfax. They got this slightly wrong. It was a witch party. Hillary Clinton was there. A failed referendum to replace the Minneapolis Police Department with a new public safety agency reflected a generation divide within the city's black community. The younger activists pushed for it, but some older leaders said it was too much of a gamble. That's interesting. Supporters of New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy have gathered at a party on the boardwalk in Asbury Park to watch the results come in. How can you support somebody who's told you, not directly, but he told you, directly, it's just he didn't know he was telling you, told you he was going to be a tyrant afterwards? How can you vote for that? The last day, they only moved Terry's votes. Really? Oh, let's not start having that happen. Okay, so we have 11464. Oh, now they're changing. We got new tallies. McCullough gained 0.3%. I think that's what it said when it popped up. What? .1%. Oh, Lemming, we were tied that time. I appreciate you doing the math too. Iron says the mail-in vote trucks are standing by, voting where it counts, voting where it is needed. Easy long-term payments, call now. Sponsored by the Georgia Secretary of State and the Georgia Governor. Let's find out. Let's find out what machines Virginia uses. There are two general types of voting equipment approved for the state of Virginia. They are optical digital machines and existing DREs. We don't care what they are. We want to know who's the company. Here we go. Hold on. These are the ballot machines and systems available in Virginia. It's probably going to pop up and say, you got an ad block. Come on, I can't tell you. Yeah, let's see. Rest assured, these systems are made to be user-friendly and easy to figure out, especially if you're trying to dig into it from the outside. All right. DRE, whatever that is. DRE voting system. Ballot marking device. Let me see. What does DRE stand for? They don't tell you. Or do they? Oh, they've determined that DR systems no longer provide the security needed to ensure protection from third-party interference. Thus, these systems will remain decertified and prohibited from use in any election taking place in the Commonwealth, the state handbook says. When was this written? October 29, 2020. Before the November elections in 2020. They don't want to give you the name of the company, evidently. Yep, 4.1%. You would think with 88% reporting, it's over. Rolling your own cigs, that should be against the law. That should be against the law. I mean, how can you tax that correctly? Braves are about to win that chop. Braves are about to win the World Series. That just tells me I can't wait for next year. Old Dominions. We love the alphabet people, especially the CDC. Especially, Iron, yes, especially CDC. We love them. Dave Palmer says, I know for a fact that the Virginia machines are legit. They have flyers posted at my polling place and everything. No worries. There you go. As long as they say they're legit, they are. Yeah, the solar flare, we're waiting for the second phlegm to hit us, I guess. And just think how many people made videos about that, BP Earthwatch. This is an important update. This happened before in 1980, 78 in Quebec, Canada. All the machines haven't made it. China sticker. Oh, we got an update. Or do we? Nope. Same thing. 4.1. If they get to 90% and it's less than 4%, and they come out and say, well, we're going to have to look at all the provisional ballots and absentees and all that, which should go Republican because most of them in Virginia would be from the military. Newsmax just declared R winner in Virginia. Where does Newsmax? They're usually I don't know where they are. I don't know where anybody is anymore. Let's our 2 to 3 a.m. Stay vigilant. So we got 10:30 on the East Coast. The important thing is what Fox calls, because Fox called Arizona like 18 minutes after the polls closed, and Biden supposedly won by 11,000 votes. Remember? Look, Jacob Law, Gog and Magog are not on the ballot. Oh, actually, they might be in Virginia, in New Jersey. Let's see what's happening in New Jersey. Is the Republican still ahead? I'll bet not, especially if the New York area is reported. He's still ahead. In fact, he drew ahead a little bit. How many we have? 52% reporting. Let's see what it is. Is still. Why is the most sophisticated part of the state the last to report? I don't know what this. Where to go here? Salem, same thing. Oh, actually, New York City's more over here, isn't it? Let's see what we got here. The fact that anybody is voting for the Republican, for the Democrat, after he said what he's going to do, after it was revealed, is crazy. Craziness. People need to be re-educated. Yeah, we like Goebbels' tactics, Rich. And we like to be told what to do. We like Stalin. We like Mao. Did you know that Rachel Maddow, also known as Richard Maddow, stated once that he, she, whatever it is left of Mao in her politics. Left of Chairman Mao Zedong. I have a love affair with tobacco. I'll never give it up. IDGAF either. I loved smoking. I did. Boy, Tiger, you're on a mission tonight to convince us all about Trump. You don't have to. At best, the jury's out. Yep, Richard Madcow, dude, freaks me out. I still love in 2016 when Virginia went to Trump. So that's before they knew they had to cheat extra. And you heard she went, ugh, and then you heard what's his face? He's no longer there. He said, "Well, that's a bitch." They're saying this on air. I like to be told what to do, but I don't need the government. I already have a wife. Don't like Biden either. But there you go, Tiger Phil. Yeah, you're sort of preaching to the choir here. I mean, there's people on each side, but well, how come? All right, I'm going to take a look at this now because I don't remember seeing any updates for a while, and it's still 88% reporting. 2,855,000 have voted. McAuliffe in a speech before supporters. We still got a lot of vote to count. We have about 18% of the vote out. Obviously reporting late on that because they have 12%. Well, maybe he knows there's still 18% in the bank. We're going to continue to count the votes because every single Virginian deserves to have their vote counted, and even the ones that are dead. In fact, you have more of a right to vote when you're dead than when you're alive, apparently. No change on the percent. Follow the lemming nose. Well, okay, so I keep looking at that 790 next to Unkin Yunkin Bunkinhead. There we go. Click, 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 click. Nothing changed. Percentages. We went up to 89%. Let me see what the raw votes total difference is. 1496, 128 minus 1379, 502. See, I can do that fast because there's no decimal point that's sticking. 116,600 votes separate them. And when I started the stream, how many votes? So 116,000. And it was 216,000. So the lead has gone down by 100,000. And considering that from what is reported down there, that the Republican areas should be the ones reporting now, most of the Democrat strongholds are in. Sticks. I see dead people voting. That should be the sequel. I see dead people, then semicolon voting. That's right. They have Arlington Cemetery for votes. I wonder which way Jack Kennedy votes. I wonder if the Flame gets a vote. Where did the Trump topic come from? That was somebody in the chat brought it up. Just did a few lines of ivermectin because I'm about to jab up at the McDonald's drive-thru job. Oh, for a free Happy Meal. I'm surprised they haven't done that yet. Oh, they can do Happy Meals now because kids 5 and 11 can get it. Maybe they'll include a syringe instead of a toy. You get like Jack the Needle or Jill the Pin. What toy would you like in the Happy Meal? I'll take a Jack, please. A Jack jab. Jack and Jill jabs. One's blue, one's pink. Kansas County voted for Biden. Dukes identifies as a horse. Oh, I'm gonna have to. Hey, has anybody heard that? All of a sudden now they're saying that soon you're going to hear that the Queen has died. I am way out of touch to hear anything like that. But my sister told me that today, that's going around. What's the score of the World Series? I can give you that. And the answer is Atlanta 6, Houston nothing. Top of the 7th. Atlanta leads 3-2 against the Cheaters. It's like the whole country's cheaters now. Elections, baseball. Oh, God, that's funny. I register as Democrat and vote 100% Republican, so my vote will count. I've always registered the way my state was. Like when I was in Maryland, I lived in Baltimore County most of the time, so I registered as a Democrat because if you ever need anything done, it's going to be a Democrat you have to go see. And if they look up and see you're a registered Republican, you're not going to get much help. It had nothing to do with how I voted. But I couldn't participate in a Republican primary. So I'd vote for the crummiest Democrat. Or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like the one that I know won't win. Even, they found out that even Hillary Clinton cheated. Remember the Pied Piper policy? She wanted one of 3 candidates to be left standing at the end. Trump and what ended up being his Health and Human Services Secretary. I can think of his name any other time. Good guy. And Marco Rubio. Those were the 3. The Queen's husband died. Well, he's been dead a long time. What the? Alicia Moore, a candidate for mayor in Atlanta, hugged supporters at her election night with a freaking mask on. Oh, she's kissing somebody with a mask on. You can't make this stuff up. Terry McAuliffe, who did not concede defeat in his brief remarks, will not be speaking again tonight, Hamid said. Sort of like Biden. He won't be speaking anytime. And even for when he is, he's not speaking. McAuliffe in a speech before supporters, we read that one. Terry McAuliffe supporters look concerned. They should be concerned because their combined IQ test came back at 4. Here, update. Still 4.1. Jack. Oh, yeah, let's go back to Jack. Jack in Jersey. I was going to run, but they said I had to change my name to Jacked. Because I work out. He's up by 3 points. And how much is New York reported? 0. It's not New York, of course, but. I can't click on these other ones because I can only do my 2 free without paying $1. New York Times. I wouldn't pay a penny 30 years down the road after I die in a life insurance policy to the New York Times or any other media for that matter. But now we're at 91%. Now, normally, under any other circumstances, I would say this is over. In fact, I was just about to say that in 2020 when I was doing the live stream with Pennsylvania in particular. I think I might have even said Pennsylvania's over because Trump was up 500,000 with like 80% of the vote in, or even more. He was up. It was crazy. Michigan. Arizona's the only one they front loaded. They front loaded here with Biden. Now we're starting to look better. Arlington County, 91,000. They lied about the percentage because this is quite a bit more, and they said most of it was in. 64% from McAuliffe and Arlington. 76.6% of the people are. Hopelessly lost. And scroll back up. Notice I don't have the same enthusiasm I had in the election of 2020. To me, this is not MAGA. This is local. And again, I don't know anything about Unkenhead. I just don't. And never even heard of him. So let me see something. Put in Unkenhead's policies. Cheat sheet. Youngkin and McAuliffe on the issues. I couldn't care less about McAuliffe. Education. Don't care. Why do people care about people's education? Because the more indoctrinated you are, the more we like you. Oh, I like this. McAuliffe released a 6-page plan pledging the largest increase in education investment in the history of Virginia. So he's going to increase the indoctrination. Youngkin's Day 1 plan offers less detail, but he's committed to building at least 20 charter schools across Virginia to provide choice to parents. 20 across the whole state? Wow, that's big. He's also called for every school in the state to place a law enforcement officer on campus or lose out on state funding. Okay. It's Youngkin's pledge to ban critical race theory, though. That's become the centerpiece of his campaign. The largely academic concept isn't part of Virginia's statewide learning standards, but the term is often used to encompass broader equity efforts or lessons that focus on historical instances of racism. In Loudoun County, for example, one parent complained that his second-grade daughter learned Christopher Columbus enslaved and killed indigenous people. True. I'm sorry, but it is. Another example conservatives point to is an Anarchism 101 seminar. I'm not into this racism anything. You keep spewing about racism, you're going to keep getting racism. It's so simple. Everybody's the same, period. There's no need to talk about different races. You don't talk about people that have brown eyes versus blue eyes, do you? Right Side Broadcasting, waiting for Youngkin's victory speech. Last time you watched sport, the Toronto Blue Jays won the World Series. They're up and coming. They what were they missing this year? They were missing pitching. They had the hitting. I saw where Biden's wife asked everyone to stop saying "Let's go, Brandon" because he thinks his name is Brandon now. That map is wrong. No one wants Terry that I know of. Let's go back to. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Not after. You have to be a knucklehead after what you heard about him to vote for. Wait a minute, who you're talking about? You're talking about. Oh, Terry McAuliffe. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how he got in there in the first place. Well, I wonder how he got in there in the first place. Wonder what he's done to not please maybe he didn't get enough black eyes. And the establishment was like, we're going to pick this other establishment, Rhino. So people think the choice is still going on. We'll see, though. I mean, Unkin head, he might be okay. Can't judge him yet. And that's the point. You can't judge him good or bad. You can't judge him because he's got a freaking R next to his name. Because if he did, you'd be wrong most of the time. Yeah, New Jersey, 5147, 60% reporting. Still nothing out of the very northern part. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's a Republican part. Let me check something out here. That part of New Jersey actually would not be where New York's closest to New York City. That would be a little upstate, not much. That's where it kind of juts into Pennsylvania. So that seems to me like that's more like a 50-50 place. So the place that I want to look at is here. Newark. Puke. Sorry if you're from Jersey. 64%, 82% in Essex County. 2%. Wow. I'm surprised this area here isn't blue. %, no change. Should we put the check mark next to Glenn Unkin Yunkinhead? Unkin Yunkinhead. Vintage, where do you live again? I didn't think that Virginia Beach was that expensive of a place. Maybe, I don't know. I never tried to move there. Polls closed 3 hours ago. That sounds right. Virginia closes 8 p.m., I think. Pumpkinhead. There's a reason I'm calling him that, and it's not derogatory. It's totally inside information. No one wants Terry. Fairfax is acting shady. That's a first. Fairfax is acting shady? No. And the sarcasm dripped. Virginia Beach, 100% in. Duncan, West Virginia Beach. Thank you to my family, neighbors, and friends. This is from Dave Palmer. Nothing that we can do but hope the West Virginia keeps it going, and then hope that Duncan keeps his word. Dunkin' Donuts. My youngest son, Zachary, when he was about 5 years old or so, I was buying a truck at a dealer, and he was with me, and he was walking ahead of me, and he saw a guy in the booth. You know how they have a booth over next to you, and to where people can go in and negotiate or whatever. It was just one guy sitting there, and he was sort of looking out in the showroom where my son was walking ahead of me. And my son looked over at him, saw him, and he said, "Hi, mans," and he kind of waved. And then he said, "Unkin, Bunkinhead." And since then, we've called him Unkin. So that's where that comes from, Unkin, Bunkinhead. So he's Yunkin. So he's Unkin, Yunkinhead. What does everyone think about the thought that tribulation is 2,411 days long between the two USA eclipses? August 17th, 2017, December 14th, 21st day of Jab's midpoint lunar eclipse, April 8th, 2024. You've lost me on the 14th December 14th, 2020. Oh, that's the midpoint. December 14th. Interesting. Thomas, I think there very well could be something to it because the Revelation 12 sign also happened in August. I'm sorry, it happened in September 2017. And to me, that's a 7-year marker. Doesn't have to be, but to me, it is. Let's Go Brandon reported to be trademarked from Gab posts. Thought others might want to know. Interesting. Washington and Master Mason. Yes, but see, Tiger Phil, there's good Masons and there's bad Masons. There's two branches of the Masons. And that's the truth. 3.5%. I didn't keep the last. What was the last percentage? Follow the 11. 4.1. So he knocked off points. How's he doing this when there's the Democrat areas are in, for the most part? You know what I think? Remember they used to have the meter at the bottom. Who they thought was going to win? They took that off. That's when I knew the fix was in with something that happened after the regular election. It was like one that happened like December or whatever. It was like a runoff or something. And the Republican was way ahead. And there was nobody that was out totally. So you could see what the percentages were going to be. And then, but they had the needle in the Democrat side as not likely, but leans or whatever. I was like, how can this be? Sure enough, by the time it all came in, the Democrat won. There's a huge difference between a Freemason and a Mason. Yes, there are Masons that are not into the. There's two branches at least. I'm in the bad branch. Haven't you seen my hand signs? Actually, the thing that gave me away was when I used the transition. I was going to, in case you haven't heard the story. You see the software I use to make videos. It's not that one. I used another one before. And it had like transitions, like fade to black or fade to gray or whatever, roll or page roll. There's all these different transitions. So I just was going down one after the other with each video. Next video I'd make, I'd just pick the third one on the list. Next video, fourth one, fifth one. Well, one of them was checkerboard. It was like a checkerboard kind of fade in. Oh my God. I had so much fun banning. I was like, oh, I should have done this right away. See, I knew you were a Mason. I knew you were Shill. I knew the blow because you did. I was like, oh, stupid, block. People go too far with crap. They don't even think things through. Huge Brave fan in the 90s sticks. Lived in Marietta, Georgia for years. The thing I didn't like about the Braves was the owner. Hanoi Jane's husband. Ted Turner. Yeah, vintage. They have no clue. My uncle, who I talked about before, one of the best. What degree? Oh, I don't know. I'm a high degree. I'm a 31st. You know what? Everybody. Here's the thing. Everybody's really a Mason because everybody at some point in their life, if they live long enough, lives to at least 33. And I lived on the 33-degree parallel here in Phoenix. I think. Let me see. What is my latitude? I'm at 33.4 latitude. And the longitude's minus 111. Ooh. Ooh, 111. No, I'm not a Mason. No. You really win yourself. Cool, vintage. I'm not one of these people that just says, "Oh, it's amazing." Blah, blah, blah. Nothing is that black and white in life, or very few things are. Atlanta's also in 33. See, that's why I don't like them, because the Atlanta Braves are really Masons, the whole team. He's saying no way we ever win an election again, and even if you do, you lose. Both your grandfathers were Masons. All three of mine were. My dad, oh, no, I'm just kidding. My dad always told me that the earth was flat. Yay! That means he knew a long time ago before most of us did. 33rd vertebrae. I bet your mind's messed up. You're first degree black belts. Are you really a Tiger Phil? I got up to purple belt, and I know purple wasn't used in all the different ones. Mine was Taekwondo. And I got up to purple, and I couldn't. Brown was the next, and I couldn't do it because it required a lot of flips and stuff like that, and my back wasn't up to it. Yeah, so I've had people say that, "Oh, you lived 33 player a lot, huh?" That's interesting. It's like, are you insane? That's worse than OCD. 2.1, no, this can't be right. 2.1% difference? 2.1% difference, guys. 50.7 minus 48.6. 2.1%. 94% reporting. Good Masons lay stones very precisely. Absolutely. Isn't that amazing, Follow the Lemming? 2.1. And we already saw that the Democrat areas were mostly in. Here we go. Marching down the street. Hey, we're the cheaters. With everyone we meet. Sorry to sing. I know half of you just dropped dead. That's right. I didn't think about that, Wandering Eyes. Good to see you. Born in May, so I'm a May son as well. Very good. Wondering Eyes, you tried that shoulder workout yet? And I'm not blaming you if you haven't. I haven't done the program yet. I keep, it's just, there's so many things, like I got to send Khalil Silver out to my man Jughead, and I just, every day it's like, oh, I got to do this first. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the bottles up tomorrow. I'm going to put them at the front door, so I'd have to actually fall over them to get outside. %2.1%. Man. And what do we have? 86. It's less than 100,000 now. Less than 100,000 difference. $63,000 difference. Saying that they will be counting mail-in ballots through Friday. As long as it takes, Mrs. Marks. I did not make the video. Oh, I thought you're the one that requested my shoulder routine and I gave it to you. Who was that? If it wasn't you. %2.1% with 94% reporting. Interesting. Just announced that Phoenix Fire and Police Departments are looking to hire 9/11 dispatchers. That actually might be a cool job. Nations have their own Bible, correct? I have no idea. None. You have to ask a Mason. I don't know. What time is the power outage scheduled? So I'm saying, I'm sure they're looking for a plumbing leak, power outage, internet to go down. Maybe the phlegm will hit then. The CME will hit Virginia. And they'll have to change, they'll just have to stop. They don't have the number of most red counties or not enough. Still a lot of red and expected, but we know what happens next. Yeah, we looked at it a little bit earlier, V-Sang. The big Democrat areas, they were mostly in. It took them a while, and they come in a little bit earlier than let's say 2020 November. True, Masons do have their own Bible. Cool. I wonder if it is. I wonder if it's a separate translation, or I guess it is. But don't the Jehovah's Witnesses have their own Bible? And it's like, who wrote these things? And I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just because there's something wrong with every one of them. Wow. 58,000, less than 58,000 now difference. He made up 5,000 votes just in the last few minutes. If it wasn't for that independent, I remember on MSNBC, I didn't watch him live in 2016. It's just, I watched every one of the replays just to watch them all cry. But that's where Rachel Maddow was going. If Jill Stein was the problem. No, was it Jill Stein was the problem? Yeah, Jill Stein. No. The problem wasn't Jill Stein, because that's right up her left-wing alleyway. It was Gary Johnson. Gary Johnson was the problem. It's like, you think people aren't going to vote for Hillary Clinton are going to vote for Gary Johnson? I mean, Gary Johnson people, if they didn't vote for Gary Johnson, would vote for Hillary? It was the most insane thing I ever heard. It's like a chicken voting for the fox. It's like, come on. Carbide says RV can make any name amount to 33. What's RV? At the end, at 1.1%, 1% constitutes an automatic recount. I want to sweep this under the rug. 1.9%. Thank you, Father Lenny. Yes, 1.9%. Let's see what's happening in Jersey for a little bit of a timeout. %, 63. God, 63. What do people in Jersey do? Send it by camel? This county's still not reporting, nor this one. There it is. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the Jersey Turnpike. Pay. That's one good thing about Arizona. There are no tolls. No tolls. You go back to, I went back to Maryland. I couldn't believe not only are there a lot of tolls, and they've added more, but they have skyrocketed in how much they're charging you. You can't afford to work downtown. Go through the tunnel. Russian Vids 33. No matter who it is, yeah, that's right. And no matter how you do your hand signs, it's Masonic or Satanic or whatever. Mrs. Mark says, had a local election today, city and school combined. Heard nothing about it, not even on the local radio. Saw a couple of signs in yards only yesterday. Where are you, Mrs. Marks? They sound like that was the King James version, just with an extra 33 pages at the beginning. Are you serious or not? 33 pages at the beginning. There's no way these elections are ever this tight. All right, let's go back to Virginia. Virginia. Wow. Well, let me see. $57,538 votes out of. Now let's see what that ends up being. Well, it's 1.9%. So 1.1% is the number there, huh? Or 1% is. Oh, Midwest getting cold, yeah. It's because of the solar flare, Mrs. Marks. Trump gives the L-shaped hand sign 3. That's his loyalty to Masons. I don't go by that Tigerfeld at all. I don't. They could do that all day. I don't. The thing with Trump was he was always doing the 666 sign because he does this when he talks. When he talks, he does this. And then I saw there was a reporter that was filming him with his kids. He didn't even know he was on film. And they were like talking, and he was doing that to his kids. I was like, yeah, he's not trying to show anybody, whatever. It's just the way he does. Oh, 1% is a recount. Thank you. Still 95% reporting. Freemasonry is not Christian doctrine. It is rooted in Old Testament law and self-righteousness combined with elements of idolatry. Oh, good to know. Good to know. I don't know anything about any of it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. If it's principalities and powers in high places, then we know who's going to take care of that. Not once is the name of Jesus Christ mentioned, and prayers cannot be prayed in his name. The God of Freemasonry is veiled. He is the devil, not the Lord Jesus Christ. Good to know. I mean, when you really look at it, you have good, which is those of God. And then you've got the rest of the world. Doesn't mean they're bad necessarily, but that's really what you have. Doesn't fall to me. That's what I think Tiger Fell. I think that's what Vintage was actually just saying. Ultimately, they worship Lucifer. End of the world. I've been hiding from the solar flare. I mean, I wasn't worried about the flare because it knocked out South Africa. Thank God it wasn't here, and thank God we couldn't even hear about it. But it knocked out South Africa. It was the phlegm that came 4 days later. I don't know why it took so long to get here. This happened on Thursday, and it came in on Sunday. So what travels at that slow speed in space, I don't know. But like I said, don't leave any comments in there because you don't know. It's bull crap. You haven't tested it yourself. You don't know. You haven't been up there with a phlegm meter to tell me what's in it. You don't have a COVID-19 test to perform on the incoming phlegm coming from the sun. So don't just repeat bull crap that NASA's going to say or some scientist is going to say because they don't know. They make the crap up. They don't even know the depth of the Earth's crust. Not only do they not know about the Earth's crust, but they go all the way inside. Oh, we have this hot magnetic core, which the two don't go together with science. And they can't even get the outer crust right. When they tried to drill through it and found out it was over 8 miles and still couldn't get through it, oh, I guess we were wrong about the Earth's crust. But they'll tell you it's about some planet 44 light years away, not 33, notice, 44 light years away. They'll tell you that it's got some kind of, it's got a core much like Jupiter. And its atmosphere is this. It's like, you don't know crap. You don't know anything. You make it up and everybody believes you're stupid crap. That's all that is. Have we gotten any just updated? I didn't see any flipping. All right, we had 57,538 votes different before. 57.5, okay. Oh, Unkin Yunkinhead went up by 1,000 votes. And now all the Republicans have reported, and now the rest is just Fairfax County. And the mail-in ballots. Now you go 44 to 33. Casmooch. That's right. That's why it never affected the United States, end of the world. Social air better be wearing a mask and have its jabs and boosters. It didn't mix and match, so it couldn't come into the United States. The inverse square law blows light years away. And it blows communication from the moon away, too. From 4,000 kilowatt truck batteries. No. 4 kilowatt, not 4,000. 4 kilowatt truck batteries. 4,000 watts. Yeah, you got the mail-in ballots. You know, the ones that don't have creases on them? They got to come in. Some of them, they're going to find there's going to be suitcases under tables, maybe, and maybe there'll be backpacks that'll be caught on video, but we'll never see the video. Soon we're going to see it in Georgia. That was August, September. Oh, I know what was. We were on the precipice. Precipice means you're there. It's happening. You're on the precipice. August, X-22 report. New jab password for the solar flare can't go to advanced resident gyms in Canada. So in Canada, end of the world, you can't go to a gym without a passport. Can you check Frederick County? Yeah, sure. I'm not sure where it is. It's up north, I believe. Oh, we can just go down here. Here's a Frederick County in Maryland. Here we go. 96% reporting. So it's in, basically. It went 69-31 for Unkin Yunkin Bunkinhead. Rockingham is only 85%. There's nobody there. Nobody lives there. These are the important ones up here. Fauquier County. Oh, here we go. Chesterfield. But see, it could be Democrat areas of Chesterfield that haven't reported, sort of like in Wayne County, Michigan. But Michigan proper is in it. Oh, yeah, it's in now. Michigan proper's in, and that's good because 31% more people voted than can vote in Michigan, in Wayne County. Oh, did Yunkin Bunkinhead just pull ahead a little bit? I think he did. 2.7%. There you go. That's a big change. Considering it's still 95% reporting, something ain't right here. He went from 1.9 to 2.7, and the percent reporting didn't change? Interesting. I mean, that can happen early in the night, but not late. Reed Epstein reporting from Northern Virginia. In Great Falls, Montana, Mayor Bob Kelly cruised to re-election over his challenger, Fred Burrow. Mr. Kelly is a supporter of the local effort to create a national heritage area. Oh, isn't that special? Mr. Burrow has opposed the proposal and trumpeted disinformation about it. Oh. He's trumpeted disinformation, so Mr. Burrow is the good guy, right? Because he's the one that trumpeted misinformation. So we had a change here. It's now 87,000 vote lead. Now, see, that's looking better. Oh, this is interesting for New York. Brad Lander will be New York City's next controller, according to the AP. He and his ally, public advocate Jumaine Williams, are expected to form a left-leaning coalition. Here's MAGA, possibly in opposition to Mayor-elect Eric Adams, who is closer to the political center. Oh, you mean to tell me that they might be like one vote short again? That it's going to be divided government? In the reddest part of Virginia, it's southwestern coal country, Wise, Virginia. Youngkin is getting a slightly higher percentage of the vote than Trump did in several counties in 2020, 80 to 85% tonight. That's because they had more mail-in ballots back in 2020. Historic night in Durham, North Carolina, where Elaine O'Neill, a former interim dean of North Carolina Central University Law School, oh, that's nice, will become the city's first black woman mayor. University Law School, just what we need. In the Democrat primary for Florida's 20... Look, there's no need for this. The city's first black woman mayor. Get race out of it. If you're going to keep bringing up race for the next 500 years, you're going to have race issues for the next 500 years. She's a woman. She's a person who won mayor. Okay? Same thing with the man-women thing. Aren't we past it already? This isn't the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. In the Democratic primary for Florida's 20th congressional district, Sheila Phyllis McCormick leads Dale Holness by a mere 31 votes. That would trigger an automatic recount for the heavily Democrat seat in Broward and Palm Beach. Oh, that's the deepest deep stater will win that recount, guaranteed. Alrighty, so now it's 2.7%. That's good. Let's go to New Jersey. I forgot where I left you guys. That's better. That's best. 3%. That's closing a little bit. A little. 66. Oh, we got a whole other percent in. At this rate, we should have the final results in Jersey by Friday's stream. And these two places still haven't reported. Like Chicago in 1960, are they waiting to see how many votes they need? Actually, that's 2.7%. I don't know what I said earlier if I didn't say that number. You're going to Green Acres. Just watch Green Acres on any TV. Hey, you know, he was good in Columbo. The lead actor there. What's his name? He played the murderer in one of the Columbos. They do believe that Jesus actually marked angel and he returned and visited the United States. Jesus was the only man among other false teachings. Then Shelley W. says you're wrong. Stop saying that over and over. Thank you, Robert. Eddie Albert. Yes, I liked Eddie Albert. He had a problem with Peter Falk, who played Columbo, because Peter Falk wanted to direct that episode or something, and they wouldn't let him, and so he sort of went on strike. He stayed off the set, so a lot of the scenes in that episode they filmed. Suzanne Plachette, she was also in that. So you had two famous other actors in there, and they both had to act, talk to a mop or whatever, like they did in My Three Sons, because he wasn't there for most of it. And then they put him in later, in the scene. They did the scenes where he had to be there, where it was dialogue back and forth, where they showed both. And Eddie Albert said to Peter Falk when he met him, he said, I've always wanted to work with you, but you're a real horse's ass. Which I'd feel the same way. We need to stop with the Republican Democrat as well. Vote the person, not the team. Amen. Amen. Because the team is what sucks. Both teams sucks. Columbus on Sunday at 6. I get it on Fire TV. I get it on IMDb, Tubi Television, and Peacock. And Peacock sucks. Oh my God. Yes, Peter Falk had a glass eye because when he was a kid, he had cancer in his right eye, so they removed it. He mentions that in one of the later Columbos. He asked a guy who is working with him, who happens to be part of the murder team, and he doesn't know it, to come help him or whatever. He said, all right, I'll come with you, Lieutenant, if you think it'll help or whatever. And he says, 3 eyes are better than 2. So you have to know what's going on there to catch it. 2.9%. Well, 2.9% with 95% reporting, it would have to be almost 100%. So I guess I can put the check mark next to Glenn Youngkin, barring any overnight deals that happen. Hello, Tyrone. Hello, Honolulu. What time is it in Honolulu? I would think it would be about 11 a.m. Just a guess. Oliver and Arnold the Pig were the only smart ones on the show. Terry had 1.510. Oh, and he went down. You're right, he did, because I subtracted a 5. Oh, this is funny. That sounds to me like Unkin Yunkin Head might be part of the deep state. They're flipping it the other way. 5 p.m. Boy, did I get that wrong. Should have added, not subtracted. Yeah, okay. We'll see how it says again. It doesn't affect me or you, unless you live in Virginia. These. I don't know. To me, I know I'm being skeptical and all that kind of stuff, but this is the kind of games they play to make you think you're still in the game. Well, let the other side get a little piece of the pie, so everybody keeps playing the game. It's like you win every now and then at the casino, so you keep playing the game. These people have to prove themselves now. Now we get into this point. We're basically done. Greater than 95% reported. So this is where you get to, let's look down here. Look at all the 99s. Here's a couple 98s. 61 from a Republican area. 94 from Alexandria. What's wrong with Alexandria? Anyway, 91. 85. See, these are all the ones that are less than 90. For the most part, they're Republican or heavily Republican. 84, 86. They're all Republican. 89, 75, 25, 88, 57, 89, 85. Oh, there's Manassas. Nobody's there. Nobody's home. Nobody else cares about these because nobody lives there. Where's Wise? It's got to be really at the bottom. Bristol. I know Bristol. That is heavily Republican. There you go. Not as heavy as I thought. Come on, where's Wise? Norton. I know Norton. 72-27. Is Wise bigger than that? I don't even see Wise on here. They're not going to be up there with Fairfax City. Oh, no. I guess it's on. No, we saw. Wait a minute. How come the Wise isn't here? It's a separate county. Guaranteed. There it is, Wise County. Let's see. All 10,700 people showed up to vote. And see that little teeny circle there? That's Norton. There it is. Got it. 72%, 84%. Norton's liberal. I remember my grandmother, the sweetest thing in the world, my father's mother. I don't know how he turned out the way he did. But I remember him telling her that they incorporated Norton and made it a city. And she said, if Norton's a city, I'd hate to see a town. Very strong southern drawl. %. Now it's going down again. Oh, no, wait a minute. 2.9%. Yeah, this thing is over. As far as we know. Oh, look who's all of a sudden catching up. Bum, bum, bum. Phil Murphy, the tyrant. Oh, and it's a red area. So the red area reported finally, and it helped the Democrat. Isn't that interesting? Less than 1%. They're separated by 11,100 votes. So the Republican area came in 60%. Oh, it's only 2,000 votes so far. I don't know how many people live there. Camden's goes for Democrats. It's got people out. Who's 78, 75. That's split either way. 30%. Oh, Democrat area. Oh, look at this. 40% are reporting here. Burlington, Republican area. 1% of this area, Sussex, but who knows? Anyway, there you have it. So, for me to yell, MAGA is back, not going there, sorry. Just not going there. There's no reason to go there. And as I said yesterday, Trump cannot be the president. I've thought about it. He cannot be the president. Not and be in that company. Can't do it. It's against the Constitution. Templar Knight, thanks for that. McAuliffe needs 76% of the remaining vote to win. And as we saw, it's almost all Republican areas that are out. If he wins, it's rigged. NIDA is back. Well, I don't know. People need hope. Yeah, 82 million votes for Biden. A freaking seashell had a better chance of getting more votes than Biden did. A seashell that was cracked and broken. You guys are having some good night, never mind. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to go too because apparently we know the winner. And we're in that point. So it's updated 10 minutes ago. This is where they don't give you any more. But with 48 to 51, you would think it's over. New Jersey, I bet you the Democrat's in the lead. No, he's not. In fact, he's almost 1%. He's at 0.8% behind. So we'll see. Again, they throw the bones. That's all they do. They throw you bones. Keep playing the game. We let the jackpot hit every once in a while. Pet was inside your fence yard. You guys are talking about something about pets, huh? Camilla is nowhere to be found. Mrs. Marsh says religious leaders are held to a higher court and will be judged accordingly. Yep, I agree. Mrs. Mark, see you Friday. I'm not going to do a stream tomorrow. This is in lieu of the stream tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to do a stream tomorrow. I mean, if nothing's going on, maybe I will. But look for it Friday. So let's do one quick check. That's New Jersey, 73% reporting. That looks like it's going to be recount and go into next week or something. I don't have the stomach for that anymore. 2.9% here with greater than 95% reporting. See, and they're not even updating. So this is when you get to the point where it's like, that's too much though. That's 180, roughly 188,000 votes. 188,000 votes. And they just happen to have 189,000 mail-in ballots to open up tomorrow. But they said, didn't they say, good night, Mrs. Marks? Yes. Didn't they say that Virginia opens its mail-in ballots early now and counts them first? Good night, end of the world. Good night to all vintage. Yes, good night, vintage. Good night, everyone. Yes. Yeah, plan on Friday at the normal time. And unless something comes up before, then I'll do a stream before. So thanks for everybody for being here on this special Deep State night. Again, unfortunately, we don't know anything about this, and I'm not going to yell MAGA is back when you don't know who these people are to begin with, to start with. It doesn't affect us, secondly. Unless you live in these states, then it affects you. Dave Palmer, thank you, Rich, for covering this tonight. It's been fun seeing this on one of my favorite streams. Talking about my hometown stuff. Love you. Long time, brother. Thank you very much, Dave. Very nice. Thank you so much. Likewise. All right. Good night, everybody. God bless. Thank you, Sissy May. And Wandering Eyes. Good night. And see you Friday. Take care until then. Watch out for the phlegm from the sun.